Farming isn't just a job, it's a way of life. And behind every great farm is a machine that makes it all possible. But not just any machine, the most dependable tractors ever built. These aren't just hunks of metal, they're legends, shaping the world's agriculture for generations. But which ones truly stand the test of time? And up next, we're diving into the first legendary model that changed the farming world forever. The Farmall H, a workhorse that stood the test of time. In any discussion of horsepower, one cannot ignore the endurance and consistency of the Farmall H. Built from 1939 to 1954, this tractor made its way into the heart of American farms, with an astounding 390,000-plus units produced. Farmers praised it for its reliability, affordability, and versatility. At prices ranging from $850 to about $1,650, it was an investment anyone could afford, given its payback in many years of service. What made the H so special? It was powered by an International Harvester C152 engine, a glorious four-cylinder, 152 cubic inch engine that produced 26 horsepower. Of course, the A and H tractors had been our consideration for plowing, harrowing, etc., while they were a bit light by modern standards. With a 6-speed transmission, 5 forward, 1 reverse, farmers had more control to make adaptations for various tasks. The rear wheels could be adjusted for spacing from 44 to 100 inches, depending on the configuration of the crops being raised. Its ability to conserve fuel was amazing. Starting up on gasoline, the Farmall H could switch to kerosene and distillate, being economical during long hours on the worksite. With a 26.2 horsepower PTO, the tractor could conveniently drive other farm equipment, making it even more useful. Besides the mechanical specifications, the Farmall H had become a symbol of agricultural advancement. It was not just a tractor, it was a partner in ensuring that this country was fed. Day in and day out, farmers depended on it to prove that solid engineering and a simple, robust design could forge a machine that worked for generations. And if that was getting to you, just wait until we arrive at the legendary next tractor that puts farming into a higher gear. The Ford 8N, the tractor that changed farming forever. If there's one tractor that turned small and medium farming upside down, it is the Ford 8N. Built from 1947 to 1952, Ford's 8N became the most popular farm tractor in North America, with over 530,000 units sold. By 1952, it had joined possible low-cost farm tractors, useful for farmers willing to increase efficiency, with a price of $1,440. Immediate power improvement for engines and operations, thanks to a full 4-speed transmission, overcame the previous 9N and 2N features, and now the hydraulic system was the real revolution. Introduced by Ford, position control increased precision and ease in the operation of implements such as plows and mowers. Not just hydraulic systems greatly improved the functionality of the tractor, comfort and usability were appreciated. Another huge advancement would be that the clutch control was now on the left and its brakes on the right, making driving less intimidating and safer. Well, one would like to think so. The tractor stood 115 inches from front bumper to rear axle and was 64.75 inches in width, weighing 2,410 pounds, small enough to maneuver in tight spaces. The Ford 8N's impact on farming is tremendous. Its blend of power, precision, and cost put mechanized farming in the hands of more people than ever before. It changed the standards for tractors and usability and proved that minor innovations lead to great gains in efficiency. However impressive the Ford 8N, the next tractor on the list has taken ruggedness and longevity to a new level. John Deere 4020, the game changer in modern farming. When John Deere introduced the 4020 in 1964, it quickly became the most popular tractor in history, selling over 184,000 units. The 4020 was not merely a machine, it was a revolution in farming technology that set the new standard for a combination of power, durability, and comfort. At a starting price of $10,345, the 4020 was an investment. However, with unmatched reliability, it easily paid its cost back. There were three engine choices available to the farmers: diesel, 84 horsepower drawbar, 91 horsepower PTO, gasoline, and LPG, thus giving farmers the flexibility to choose what best fit their needs. The tractor smoothed out like few had dared before, with an 8-speed synchro-range transmission and an optional electric shift. John Deere paid attention to comfort and usability as well. The dual rear wheels provided better traction and stability, especially under heavy-duty conditions. First, farmers could enjoy an enclosed cabin with air conditioning and heating for comfort during those long hours in the field. Designed to last, it measured 151 inches long, 89.6 inches wide, and weighed in at 8,645 pounds. The 4020 set the new course for the farming of its time, showing that a tractor could be powerful, efficient, and comfortable all at once. This tractor remains a legend to this day, but pretty soon after, another icon took reliability to an entirely different level. Farmall M, the powerhouse of mechanized farming. Introduced in 1939, the Farmall M became one of the most widely used tractors of its era, with upwards of 270,000 units sold worldwide. It was built for large-scale farming versatility, and reliability were the qualities the farmers needed to mechanize their work. By 1952, the Farmall M was priced at a very considerable $2,400, and it was worth all the money for its performance and use. With its 38 horsepower C248 four-cylinder engine, it could do heavy farm work without breaking a sweat. The 6-speed transmission, 5 forward, 1 reverse, provided good control and efficiency, which made things easier for the farmer to operate. Then came another handy feature: the hydraulic lift system that made attaching a plow, harrow, or solder a matter of seconds, thereby conserving time and labor. The tractor's traction and load-holding capacity were also remarkable. With 4,365 pounds of drawbar pull, this rig proved its ruggedness and remarkability. With the adjustable rear wheel, 52 to 100 inches widths gave the Farmall M application capacity on various row crops, considering highly varied farming practices. Farmall M became synonymous with mechanized farming, a dependable workhorse that shaped the agricultural industry. But as farming progressed, so did the demand for newer and better efficiencies. John Deere Model B, the perfect balance of power and affordability. The John Deere Model B was introduced to the manufacturing world in 1935 as a smaller, cheaper alternative to the larger Model A. The Model B would, through the years until 1952, gain loyal service in small and medium farms while being improved upon until 1960. Three major traits made it very popular: versatility, durability, and ease of operation. That meant it was an indispensable tool for countless farmers. In 1952, the cost for Model B was $1,190, economical for farmers wanting reliability in a budget tractor. With the tractor built of a lightweight pressed steel frame for easy handling and maneuverability over various terrains, the farmers found the Model B to be more considerate in terms of the comfort factor. The cushioned seat mounted on the battery box, which helped to keep fatigue down on long hours of work, was one innovation. Electric start and lighting as additional features would prove to be another efficiency booster for the farmers, allowing them to work during early morning or late evening hours without trouble. The John Deere Model B simply passed into its history as a tractor that understood the meaning of practicality and power. It was small but tough, combining everything an affordable, efficient, and dependable tractor had to offer. Still, as farming progressed in demand, the manufacturing sector envisioned even more power and technology. Massey Ferguson 135, 1964 to 1975. A global bestseller. Hardly any tractors have gained as much respect and reliability as the Massey Ferguson 135. This legendary workhorse was produced from 1964 to 1975 and became one of the best-selling tractors in history, with over 300,000 units sold globally. Costing $4,385 in the late 1970s, the MF135 came at an economical price tag for farmers needing a reliable and multifunction machine. Its Perkins AD 3.152 diesel engine produced 45 horsepower, thus providing the ultimate power-to-weight ratio. Moreover, this model was equipped with a transmission system called multi-power, a 6 or optional 12-speed system that allowed for smooth operation in varying terrains and farming tasks. An excellent feature of the MF-135 was its power steering and independent PTO power takeoff, which drastically improved its ease of control. It made plowing, harrowing, mowing, etc. a child's play for small and medium farms. The Massey Ferguson 135 was built with the intention of weathering time, so robust construction, low maintenance costs, and excellent fuel efficiency were essential. Renowned for its reliability and long-lasting features, this tractor has quickly garnered a global audience, with many still in operation today. Apart from its agricultural engineering prowess, the MF-135 crowned the name of agriculture with cheap machinery for farmers, whose ability did not hinder its weight carrying as well as performance efficiency, while it tackled numerous chores without unnecessary difficult turns. The legacy lives on, and with it today, the proof is given as to why it remains one of the most steadfast tractors ever constructed. Case IH Magnum 7140, 1987 to 1993. A powerhouse in modern farming, Case IH introduced the Magnum 7140 in 1987, and it proved to be revolutionary for the farmer, requiring more power and durability, along with the latest features. It became one of the most respected tractors of its period within a short time. More than 50,000 units were produced. The Magnum 7140 was a great deal at around $55,000 new purchase price, but it was worth every dime. It had an 8.3-liter Cummins diesel engine that put out 195 horsepower, making it one of the strongest tractors of that time. With such power, farmers could easily accomplish all operations, from plowing and tilling to pulling heavy equipment. The full power shift transmission, 18 forward 4 reverse, was a highlight, as one could shift effortlessly without using the clutch, which reduced the operator's fatigue. Another noteworthy feature was its highly capable hydraulic system, which would not only work under demanding implementation, but also precisely and efficiently. Not all of these exceptional features are present in the Magnum 7140. The new definitions go beyond pure power into operator comfort. A driver lies in a climate-controlled and spacious cab, making it quite comfortable to spend extended hours in the field. An unmatched stamina and dependability mark that many Magnum 7140s are still operational today, signifying their legendary build quality. At that time, it completely severed the ties between the expectations of the farmers from modern tractors. It still stands as a monument to the engineering excellence of Case 101H in agriculture. Allis-Chalmers WD-45, 1953 to 1957. The tractor that transformed post-war farming agriculture was being remodeled on a great scale in the United States in the wake of the Second World War. And the Allis-Chalmers WD-45 had to do a lot towards making that possible. The tractor was produced between 1953 and 1957, selling around 90,000 units in that time, thus making it one of the leading tractors in the years it was manufactured. It was acquired by many farmers because of the power it developed, durability, innovations, and, above all, enhancing efficiency across homes in a way that had never been before. At $2,400 in 1955, the WD-45 was an inexpensive value pack with great performance. The heart of this beast was a 4-cylinder, 226 cubic inch engine, which produced 39 horsepower, an upgrade from previous Allis-Chalmers models. This increase meant that most farmers would take bigger acreages and do much more demanding chores with ease. The power shift rear wheels, or the improved traction control, which made it easier to work under different soil conditions, are among its most notable innovations. Such live PTO power takeoff in hydraulic systems were also able to run seamlessly attachments even when the tractor was parked. More than just a machine, or even a tractor, the WD-45 soon became synonymous with modernity in American farming. By speeding up work and creating efficient work systems, it very well ushered in a new era in mechanized agriculture. Still, even nowadays, many WD-45 tractors are running as an example of glorious machine quality and reliability. Fordson Model F, 1917 to 1928, the tractor that made mechanized farming possible. Until the advent of the Fordson Model F, introduced in 1917, farming was still largely dependent on horses and manual labor. It was laborious and could take a long time. However, it was the first mass-produced tractor in the world, and more than 750,000 of them were sold by the time production ended in 1928. The distinguishing features of the Fordson Model F included its cost-effectiveness and simplicity. Ford's assembly line production would allow this model to be sold for as low as $395 in the 1920s, thus costing a fraction of the price of similar products. This made it possible for small farmers to mechanize their farms without the need for horses. Lightweight as it was, however, the Fordson Model F had a 4-cylinder engine that gave an output power of 20 horsepower. It was also simple, requiring easy handling and less maintenance costs, thus more useful for farmers dreading mechanical work. The impact was revolutionary. The Fordson Model F was a milestone in the road of mechanized agriculture that revolutionized farming productivity and lowered labor needs. Its success was such that future tractors were modeled after it, earning Ford a place in the annals of agricultural history. Even now, it serves as the icon of innovation and accessibility in agriculture. Steiger Panther 3ST 325, 1977 to 1982. The beast that transformed large-scale farming. From the end of the 1970s, farms were getting larger in the United States, requiring larger and more efficient machinery to handle increasingly intensive work. Enter the Steiger Panther 3ST 325, a revolutionary four-wheel drive tractor that redefined the very essence of high-horsepower farming. Its production numbers were limited, but it had established itself as a trendsetter in the development of modern large tractors. The tractor was a major investment back then, costing over $100,000. Nonetheless, for large farming operations needing to plow, seed, and harvest vast fields in double-quick time, it was worth every cent. Primordial to this agricultural dragon was an 855 cubic-inch Cummins turbo diesel engine, producing the mind-wrenching output of 325 horsepower. A monstrous tractor of its time was truly capable of pulling massive implements with relative ease. The articulated four-wheel drive chassis provided the Panther III with greatly enhanced traction and maneuverability across all types of terrains. The Panther III articulated in contrast to conventional tractors, being hinged at the middle joint and thus relieved some strain from the tractor frame by traveling around the muddy and rough fields with minimum slippage and wear. The fact such an illustrious brute possessed grace was chiefly due to comfy operator conveniences. The Panther III had a spacious air-conditioned and heated cab, a rare gem in those days that allowed one to farm in utmost comfort under extreme weather conditions for long hours. The impact of the Panther 3ST-325 on this world was colossal. It paved the way for the modern epic of high-horsepower tractors, affecting the subsequent designs of Case 1H and John Deere. Even today, it stands as a giant in the world of large-scale farming, embodying the transition toward larger, stronger, and more efficient machines for agriculture. These legendary tractors changed farming forever, proving their durability, power, and innovation. Whether it was the Fordson Model F making tractors affordable or the Steiger Panther III revolutionizing large-scale farming, their impact is undeniable. Which one is your favorite? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.